right past that point.
Yeah, baby! Got him!
Good shot, buddy.
Welcome to Sovereign Sportsman. I'm Forrest Parker.
And I'm Eric Ritchie. This week's episode, we're going to take you back up to the great state of Montana, which doesn't bother me a bit at all, because it's great for me to go home all the time. And all roads are kind of leading back to Montana for a lot of part of this season, right?
That's right. We had a great opportunity to go back to our friends with the Blackfeet to hunt mountain lions up there. You know, they got a great mountain lion opportunity up there for go take big trophy lions. So obviously, you know, we got the phone call, we capitalized on that, and we're headed to Montana, buddy.
The one variable that we didn't really count on, or we knew a little bit of, but didn't know how bad it was going to be, was the weather.
Mother Nature did not cooperate.
Oh.
She was snoring and wheezing, and it wasn't good.
She was ticked.
Minus 30 degree mornings, minus 30 all day with wind chills, you know, single digits all the time. Wind blowing, it was miserable. You know, we had to evacuate the mountain lion plan after several days there at Blackfeet. But once again, you know, our friends there came through. We had to hunt that stinking herd of buffalo again.
It was awesome because the potential world record, that free range world record, is supposed to be running around up there still, and so that was a great opportunity to go out for a day or two and check it out.
Yeah, you know, the weather was so bad, it was great to be there hunting again, you know, and luckily we had another opportunity. Our good friend Mike Fox from Fort Belknap Tribe and Reservation calls up, and we've been planning something with Mike anyway for a while.
Yep.
And was able to go over and take part in probably one of the greatest real life traditional type buffalo hunts left in the country. What a better opportunity to be there and with better people. You need to stay tuned on this one. It's going to be a very complex, versatile show from Sovereign Sportsman, and you're going to love it.
All right, we'll see you out there, guys. So here's how this episode went down. Forrest and I made our way to Montana, back up to Billings on a Friday. You know, it was great getting back up there to see my family again. We always try to get up when we get an excuse to go back there and go up a day early, stay a day late, so I can see my family, and don't get near enough time to do that anymore. But we got up there and had to wait till the next morning, pick up our camera crew at the airport, and then we headed straight up to Blackfeet. On the way up there, we got a phone call from some of our friends there at Blackfeet, and the Class B state basketball championships were going on. So we swung through Cutbank, Montana, and took in a little basketball the first night that we were there, which is great. They had girls and boys basketball going on at the same time. Had a chance to take in some good basketball before heading over to East Glacier late that night and get bedded down. First day out. It's a balmy 8 degrees below zero this morning. Gonna go out and see if we can get something to eat and get some hot coffee in us before we get started. You already got a jump start on us.
Man, dang, it's so cold. I'm gonna put a coffee IV in me.
We woke up the next morning to start our first day of cat hunting, and it was 22 below zero and the winds were blowing 30 to 40 miles an hour, which put the wind chill probably around 40 below. We toughed it out anyway and jumped, grabbed some snowmobiles with our buddies up there and headed out.
One just fall on your head.
Again, don't try this at home. We're going cat hunt. Did some scouting and saw some beautiful cold area up there, and got to spend some time on snowmobiles, which is always fun.
February in Montana. Yeah, I mean, Southern boys don't need to be in Montana in February. Cold on a whole new level. Like, Mother Nature is, I hate her guts. I mean, like, I deal with weather all the time. I mean, I'll hunt and fish in anything. It usually don't deter me, but now, when you get 40 below, I'll start changing my mind and ask myself why I'm doing this.
This episode of The Sovereign Sportsman is brought to you by First Light Apparel, hunting apparel for the avid hunter. By Fatal Attraction Deer Feed, supplementation producing strong, healthy animals and amazing antler growth. By Cabela's Tags, draw the tag of a lifetime with Cabela's Tags. And by Weatherby Firearms, proud producers of the Vanguard and Mark V rifles, semi-auto shotguns and threat response firearms.
You could vacation overseas to experience a different way of life with unique art, incredible history, and a different language. Or you can enjoy it all right here. Experience legendary Cherokee, where the adventure is real.
The Sovereign Sportsman is proud to announce our partnership with Comfort and Joy Kennels in Gaffney, South Carolina. Terry Stick Queen and his wife Patty have been involved with breeding and training champion Labradors for more than 20 years. Comfort and Joy have become Sovereign Sportsman's go-to provider of hunting dogs and dog training for the show. The Queens even surprised us this year with our own dogs, Moose and Spartacus, that Stick is training for use on the show later this year. We can't wait to see these pups in action. Thank you, Stick and Patty, for your unwavering dedication to the sport, to the loving way in which you care for and train every dog, and to your partnership and support of the Sovereign Sportsman.
Great vacations have exciting rides, amazing attractions, and brave action heroes. The difference is, ours are real. Experience legendary Cherokee, where the adventure is real.
Alright, we're at the 2 Medicine Grill, East Glacier, Montana. My man over here orders a triple decker large huckleberry milkshake at 7 in the morning.
Bam!
Hello, Virginia.
Bear bait milkshake.
Yes! I'm very concerned right now.
I gotta cool off a bit. It's only 8 below.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's 27,000 below zero. Dude's ordering ice cream. The wind was blowing so bad, you know, we got kind of blew out on the mountain lines, which, you know, was real disheartening to me because, you know, growing up, you know, hunting with hounds, I'm a 3rd generation houndsman. You know, it's really all I did growing up. So with all that hunting, you know, mountain lion was something I always really wanted to be able to harvest. And I was pumped, and Mother Nature didn't work with us. And man, I was real discouraged about that. But
we were sitting in the office of Gail Skunkcap, the director of Fish and Wildlife up there for the Blackfeet, and one of their guides came in, and we got to talking about them seeing that same herd of buffalo that we'd tried to hunt with Forrest up there this last fall. And within 20 minutes, we had gotten an invite, or the Blackfeet had opened up for us to actually go try to track down those buffalo again. Well, Forrest,
Here we are again, right?
this is one of the more wild ones on record, I think.
Yeah, well, if you saw the first couple shows, you saw me up here chasing these wild buffalo at Blackfeet. The weather's absolutely nasty. We've got clear skies, but winds are blowing 50 and 60. And the cat hunting is just out for the next few days. No scent, the tracks are getting blowed out. So once again, we're hunting buffalo on the Blackfeet.
We spent a day out on snowmobiles up there trying to get another shot off at one of the buffalo up there.
And it was awesome, you know, in snowmobiles, and we were turning them over and flipping. You're talking about snow drift 6, 8 foot deep.
Yes, sir. Be a warrior, baby. For a kid from Montana that grew up in that stuff, it was even cold for me. The only thing worse than going down this hill is going to be going back up it. Come on.
Well, one thing's for sure, wild buffalo hunting ain't for everybody.
So we don't think they're over on this side then, huh? We're pretty positive that
on the track.
that's going to be it. I think that's the plan right now anyway, unless we run across anything else up there.
It was a lot of hard work just driving snowmobiles. I mean, a lot harder work than I ever thought it would be.
Just really rough. We've been having to go over down logs and trees that have fallen across the paths and stuff. And ended up taking Wilbur and our guy Ian, camera guy, took a little turn for the worse and tipped those over into the bushes. So we're just drying out the spark plugs and getting back on the trail again.
I mean, it was a big adventure. I mean, you know, we never saw the buffalo. We came close, you know, we tracked them, and it was cool to be able to track animals in the snow, and it was just a great experience for us. And
we were so close to those buffalo at some points up there that you could actually smell them. And we were seeing hair on the branches, and we were right in the right area, but we ran out of day. Second day we were there, it just got too late and too dark and had to come off the mountain again.
It's just the way that, you know, good Lord worked it out, so it didn't happen.
Really kind of blew us out altogether up there, but fortunately we had a good friend of ours, Mike Fox, over in Fort Belknap with Fort Belknap Reservation.
Man, he came through. We've been planning this stuff with Mike for a while and trying to figure out how we can get there and just see what they got going on over there, because it's a world-class program.
We've been talking to him for quite a while about coming over and doing some work with them, doing some hunting with them, and really talking a lot more about them, about their buffalo program.
Fort Belknap has hands down the top buffalo program in the world.
Well, middle of February, Sovereign Sportsman, we're at it again. We're going to shoot some traditional old Sharps rifles. Got a buffalo hunt on Tuesday, so we're just out here at the range doing a little sighting in. I haven't been able to find my partner anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Where's he? Oh, yeah.
It's cold in here.
Yeah, it's about 10 degrees, if that. It's probably less than that right now, but we're going to light a round or two off through this old Sharps and kind of see where we're at, and then we're going to hit the road and head north. Oh, it's down there on the right.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Looking great.
I figure if we're going to have something as a plan B, this would be a good one to have. I think that'll work. I'd say we're ready to go. It's kind of a last minute deal. Forrest was able to get Mike Fox on the blower and have a chat with him, and in very short order we had an invite to come over to Fort Belknap Reservation in northeastern Montana and see if we couldn't take a buffalo with them. It's gonna be a fun day. Just showed up early this morning over here at Fort Belknap Reservation. We're here this morning with Bronc Speak Thunder. We've been invited to come over and have a crack at another buffalo over here with these guys. We were able to hook up with one of Mike Fox's head guys up there named Bronco Speaks Thunder. And outside of him just having the coolest name of any human being I've ever seen in my life, just an all-around great guy. Had been a part of that buffalo program for a lot of years, knew where they were and how to get to them, and so we headed out.
Leapers has been in the business of supplying shooting, hunting, and outdoor gear since 1991, while setting uncompromised standards for their business with a focus on making the best-in-class products for hunting, shooting, and outdoor enthusiasts. From tactical weapons, accessories, and gun cases to unbelievable multicolor illuminated rifle scopes and mounting systems, Leapers produces the absolute highest quality made-in-the-USA products to the industry at a price point for any budget. We feel honored that Leapers has selected Sovereign Sportsman as their first TV partner to showcase these unbelievable products to the public. Scope them out. You'll be glad you did.
Pelican Products is a global manufacturer of advanced lighting systems, ruggedized cases, and shipping containers. Pelican's partnership with the Sovereign Sportsman has been invaluable, given the importance of safely transporting the full extent of gear and equipment necessary for us to shoot and produce the show each week. Pelican continues to set the bar regarding product quality and the diversity and effectiveness of their products and services. In an industry where bagging the big one is never a guarantee, Pelican Products can always be relied on to deliver every time.
In very short order, we had an invite to come over to Fort Belknap Reservation in northeastern Montana and see if we couldn't take a buffalo with them. Sure enough, Bronc put us on some just huge bull buffalo. The intent was that we were going to do a traditional bow hunt. Forrest was really jonesing to get one of these big bulls with his bow.
You know me, I mean, I was just foaming at the mouth because I have this bad buffalo plague disease thing that just won't let me see a buffalo, shoot a buffalo, or anything with a buffalo.
And we were able to get these buffalo. We're in a really rocky part of the reservation, and we're able to kind of sneak up on them, but we were only able to get to about 75, 80 yards from them.
You know, we had to really put the sneaky sneak down on these buffalo and use the rocks for some cover, and luckily that we had a little bit of cover, and we get there, you know, and it was just that magical distance. You know, you're talking about penetration on some 2-inch hide, and I really wanted to make sure that if we shot a bull, that we did it, you know, the right way, and that we didn't want to take any marginal shots, and we didn't want to be tracking bulls all over the prairie for 2 days either, because we had to get out of there. And to hunt a herd, you know, on 20,000 plus acres with a bow and have an opportunity would really just, I feel like I could just check it off the list and just go away. I'd be fine with buffalo for the rest of my life. But Eric was dying. He really loved this Sharps rifle that we had, and I did too. Man, it was one of those things where it was an easy choice for me.
The end decision was that we forewent Forrest's bow hunt on these bulls and actually pulled out a replica 1880 Sharps rifle that we got from a good friend of ours, Gary Dawson, up in Ohio, that we did some deer hunting with. The end decision was that we were close enough to really take out one of the bigger bulls up there, a meat harvest, but it was a big bull.
Eric, he sneaks up with me with a rock, and I laid the bow down and became spotter from then on out.
The guys put us on this buffalo right on the other side of these rocks. I'm gonna try to take him down with those old Sharps, 1880 Sharps for buffalo rifle, shooting these 45 120 rounds. I'm gonna try to knock this big bugger on his butt.
You know, we broke out the Sharps, loaded up a couple 45 70s. The one closest to us was a really nice bull. So we got in position, took a deep breath.
Son, you smoke it.
And lit off a solid round that hit him just behind the shoulder.
When that big 470 was cracking, it was rattling them rocks, man, and he was walloping. You could hear that big old fat bullet smack him in the side, and you can just see, you know, he just shakes, and it was an awesome deal to see that.
Any other animal would have been a great kill shot, but buffaloes are the toughest animals on the planet, I think, and it was a great shot, even with that gun at that distance, and hurt him real bad, and he went down and was able to get. After a little bit of time, we just felt it was the right thing to do to get up a little bit closer, and had one more real close shot about 40 yards and dropped him immediately with that second round.
Yes! First buffalo. Very first buffalo ever shot. Man, what a great way to do it too. We've been chasing these things around for a long time. And finally got into some out here on Fort Belknap. Man, that's amazing. Amazing, really even more special to even shoot it with this old Sharps rifle we got from our buddy Gary out in Ohio. Unbelievable, unbelievable hunt. Let's go take a look at him. Be a warrior, baby.
Being from Montana, was up there hunting with the Montana tribe. His first buffalo I'd ever shot, and to be able to do that with Forrest and to do it with, you know, with the guys that we were with and Bronk and the other guys from the Fish and Wildlife Agency up there, and to know where that meet was going and how that was going to play out was just a very special time for me personally.
I don't know how to get.
I think that bull kept getting bigger every step we took towards him, and man, he was big. It was a big bull.
We can't appreciate enough, Bronk, for having us out and just the hospitality up here. And you guys are some of the best guys we've ever met, and just can't thank you enough, man. Appreciate all your help, and man, great hunt, great hunt. Stay with us here on Sovereign Sportsman. You never know what we're gonna get into.
That's right, baby.
Covering more than 1.5 million beautiful acres, the Blackfeet Indian Reservation in Montana provides for some of the most incredible hunting and fishing opportunities on the planet. And even though the culture there has survived 150 years of intensive efforts to eradicate it, it is once again flourishing and undergoing a rebirth. The Sovereign Sportsman team is fully dedicated to assisting the Blackfeet in efforts to expose these initiatives and programs to the entire world. Our respect and love for the people, their culture, and their innovative approach to reclaiming their sovereignty will forever tie us together. As a longtime buddy of the Sovereign Sportsman team, Travis Kenton is the genius behind Kenton Outdoors, a 100% fair chase hunting operation encompassing 3,000 plus trophy managed hunting acres in west central Ohio. Year after year, Sovereign Sportsman makes the trip to Ohio to hang out with Travis and his wife Stacy and hunt for some of the most impressive monster whitetail available anywhere in the United States. Annually, Kenton Outdoors produces one of the highest success rates of any trophy whitetail outfitter to the select few lucky enough to experience all that Kenton Outdoors has to offer.
Couldn't have asked for a better hunt. Had some great times with those guys.
Man, I don't even know what to say. We tried for about 8 months to get one of these things on the ground.
It's a long time coming, baby. A long time coming. My man here, we wanted to get it done with the bow, it just didn't work out. It's our only day here, so we just had to make it happen. Eric brought the pain, no doubt.
Ended up getting the bull back to the Fish and Wildlife Agency and helped those guys cape it out and really go straight to butchering it, because that meat was going to immediately be used to go right to some of their programs that benefited from the buffalo harvesting up there.
This is what these 4570s look like on the back end of a hunt. This one's to knock them down.
These guys manage so well that they have a huge population of really big old bulls, and it takes a long time to make a big old trophy buffalo bull.
Had a great opportunity to sit down with Mike Fox up there for a bit, about an hour, and talk to him about a little bit more details around the reservation and the people, kind of where their programs had started and where they were at that point and where they're going.
Well, I'm a former Fish and Wildlife Director for the reservation. I started in 1990, right after the program was started itself, in about 86, 87. Found out I was also the buffalo manager too. And I was
just found that out.
Yeah, that was kind of in passing as our personnel director was leaving. He said, "Oh, by the way," he said, "you have to take care of the buffalo too." And he laughed and walked out of the room. And we had 50 head of buffalo on about 2,000 acres of land. A lot of these large land-based tribes in the west here, they don't have the big casinos or the population to support them. So they have to depend on their natural resources. And with us, it's our land. We own 97% of our land within the boundaries of the reservation. One of the things we really looked at and took an interest at was increasing the size of our buffalo herd. And again, part of the, making part of our economy, but also to help affect the diet of our tribal people. That was kind of our, our main reason of increasing the buffalo herd. So beginning in the early 90s, we started adding acreage onto the pasture. About every 3 or 4 years, we take in another 2,000 acres. And right now we're sitting at about 22,000 acres, and the herd's about 400 to 450 animals. Ideally, we'd like to get up to about 50,000 acres where we're running over 1,000 head.
He laid out a lot of the programs of their buffalo deal up there that, when you start talking about game management programs and you start talking about the people that are doing it for the right reasons and know how to do it and do it right, and really pulling from the kind of history that they pull from to make sure that they're doing right by the animals and right by the tribe and right by everybody. And man, that's the American Indians. They've really put some amazing programs together, and Mike Fox especially has dedicated a lot of his time up there to making sure that this buffalo program is a successful one, and by God, he's got it done. Just all in all, a tremendous hunt. Forrest and I had a great time. Been invited to go back out and do a bunch more with those guys, which we will definitely take them up on. And a hunt of a lifetime for me. I don't say that a whole lot, but it's my first buffalo, and just tremendous all the way around.
Well, Eric, another great one in the books, man. Meeting new friends at Fort Belknap.
Hopefully the viewers out there saw that the kind of hunting that we get into, it's about the people and it's about where we're at, but man, it's not easy. And man, there's a couple days up on the mountain in that weather, 20 below zero on those snowmobiles and traipsing around that waist-high snow.
Man, that was one of the toughest mountain runs I've ever done. But when you're doing it with people as special as the Blackfeet and the Fort Belknap folks, and man, it just makes it all worthwhile. And man, between two of us, I got our first buffalo rug. What do you think of that?
We're not talking about that buffalo rug anymore. You know I've been wanting a buffalo rug.
I know.
You didn't have to bring that up.
I know.
We're not talking about this anymore. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, see you.
This episode of The Sovereign Sportsman was brought to you by First Light Apparel, Fatal Attraction, Cabela's Tags, Comfort and Joy Kennels, Pelican Products, Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, Kenton Outdoors, the Blackfeet Nation, and Leapers. Thank you for your continued support of and partnership with The Sovereign Sportsman.